What's up, guys? This is Demon. Gonna be doing an interview type video because I watched a couple interviews with Machine Gun Kelly on Montreality. They're just like a company that does like interviews or whatever on artists and stuff, and they had some really good questions that I enjoyed. So I enjoyed his answers too. So I kind of wanted to give you guys my answers to the questions that they were asking. So this is part one of a two-part video. So question number one. Who are your big musical inspirations? Well, Eminem obviously is one of my favorites. I've done covers of his songs. I think he's the best lyricist ever. I think he is one of the most influential rappers to ever do it. He's touched millions of lives. He's sold millions of records. And he's my favorite rapper. Another big musical inspiration is Kurt Cobain. Because he's kind of a newer inspiration for me. Like, I've known about him for a long time. I just never really got in depth or did any research on him or anything like that. He was kind of a tortured soul, which I really love about his music. Like, I've watched interviews and stuff with him, and he talks about just kind of how lost he always felt. And like, there were even points in his life where it seemed to pick up and then it just dropped off. And it's because of how he expresses that in his music. Like, he was so angry and so down and so full of like sorrow. It just makes like your heart wrench every time you listen to it. Like, if you listen to interviews and stuff, you kind of understand the stories behind his songs, and they're super sad. So I put like Kurt Cobain as my number two as inspirational artists, because he was so transparent with his life and put so much in his music, and kind of left hints that he, if you believe he did it to himself, that he was going to. Another big one's Machine Gun Kelly. I love his flow. I love his voice. I love his style. Again, he has a huge catalog of just emotional songs. Like, he can make a song about money and bitches and cars and stuff, but songs like See My Tears, End of the Road, Every Day, and Gone, like those really heart-wrenching songs, I love. So he's on that list. Ed Sheeran. He mostly writes breakup songs, but the crazy thing is, when I found him, that's what I was going through. So he really helped me. Don't is one of my favorite songs of all time. And then Logic. Again, like Machine Gun Kelly, he's a newer inspiration. I've known about him for a while, but I never really delved into his music. But as of late, I've been bumping him constantly. He's got good flows. He switches it up. He's got good rhyme schemes. He's got great beats, and he's got good vocals. So and he kind of seems like he recycled on his second album. Like, it seems like songs that didn't make the first just got put on the second. But I still like him. I still enjoy his music. So Kurt Cobain, Machine Gun Kelly, Logic, and Ed Sheeran are my big musical inspirations. Question number two, my first rhyme. To be honest, the first song I can actually remember writing was for for kind of a collaborative project I was going to do with my friend. We were going to be a band, and that didn't really work out because we were like 8 at the time. A song called Wolfpack, and then I think Fire or Burn Down or something. Stupid shit, but it was, from what I can recollect, that was my first rhyme. When me and Tyler were kicking it at his place, and we were young and thought we were going to become rock stars off of our music. And now I'm a rapper, so at least I went somewhere, right? At least, that's my roots, and he can always get credited with helping me with my first set of rhymes. My favorite song is number three. I really like Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls. For some reason, I don't know why exactly, but that song just like plays my heartstrings. Like, I feel like they took my pain and put it in a song, which is really awesome. And for some reason, like, I always get butterflies and like a kind of sickness feeling when I listen to it. So my favorite song is Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls. Next question is my favorite cereal. I like the Oreos, the cereal that they used to have. I can't find it anywhere. I think they discontinued it. That was my favorite cereal. Other than that, Golden Grahams. I love them. I try to refrain from eating them because I'm afraid that I might not stop. So Golden Grahams is my favorite cereal. My favorite movie, number 5. It's a toughie. Probably Pay It Forward. I really like the kind of the thought process behind that movie, um, and how genuine it is and how needed it is, like in a world like especially that we live in today, where people are so hurtful and they feel like they can say whatever they want behind a message board, behind a keyboard or whatever. They can talk a bunch of shit, but in person they're probably nice, probably nice people. They just feel like since they have a mask that can hide on behind a username that they can hide on and not have their picture shown or whatever, that they can talk a whole bunch of shit and make other people feel terrible. Like with the pay it forward movement, that's needed nowadays. So if you haven't seen Pay It Forward, watch it. It'll change your whole aspect on life. It'll make you appreciate what you have and just it will encourage you to do more good, help more people out, which is, like I said, needed in this world where people talk shit behind message boards and keyboards, and where people just seem like they want or have the intention to put other people down, which is not the kind of world that I want to live in, but we have to deal with it. So Pay It Forward is my favorite movie because the acts behind it. Number 6, names for my kids. A boy, Kurt Marshall, because Kurt Cobain and Marshall Mathers. For a girl, I like Addison a lot. Yeah, probably Addison. Or Haley. I like that name too, but that seems kind of generic. Excuse me. So, Kurt Marshall or Addison for a girl. Number 7, what's something special about you? I have a really stupid sense of humor. I don't know. I just do dumb stuff to get people to laugh, and it works. I guess. I don't know. And I kind of, I have scars. That's something special about me. What else? I make music. What else is special about me? How my brain works, lyrically, is different than other people, different than Dan, different than Chloe. That's something special about me. And something else that I really, really like about myself is if I've felt a certain way before, I'm really good at putting myself back in my own shoes and writing about the thoughts I had or the emotions or just putting myself back in the perspective that I was in to write lyrics. I'm really good at that. I guess that's something special about me. That was 5 things, but whatever. Number 8. What do I miss about the 90s? The cartoons. Maybe it's just because I'm getting older and I'm 20 now, but cartoons that I watched with my brothers or whatever. Actually, I introduced them to 90s cartoons because I couldn't even bear to fucking watch the shit that's on right now. Chowder, I don't even think that's on currently. But whatever. The last set of shows I liked was Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. That was the last one that I could stomach. After that, it seems like Cartoon Network just kind of went down into the shitter. What I miss about the 90s, I'm going to do this in the right order. Ed, Edd n Eddy was my favorite cartoon show of all time for Cartoon Network. That just is. I miss Johnny Bravo. I miss Courage the Cowardly Dog. Just the old Powerpuff Girls. I watched that shit. I'm not gonna lie. The show was the shit. We watched it all the time. That's what I grew up with. And that watch the cartoons on now that it makes me want to vomit. So, Presley and Chase, my little brothers, I think they were watching TV or playing Minecraft or whatever, and they said they wanted to watch something. I showed them Ed, Edd n Eddy. They love it. My dad hates the theme song, but we fucking love Ed, Edd n Eddy. And that's one of the things that I like about growing up in the 90s is that we had such good, we had it better than kids have it right now. As for, I think, cartoon-wise especially. So yeah, I miss the cartoons in the 90s because the cartoons today just suck. They're trash. Number 9. Are you a social butterfly or a loner? I would say I'm a bit of both. Surrounded by my friends, I'm a social butterfly. No doubt about it. When I feel like I fit in, I crack jokes, I'm loose, I'm myself. And sometimes when I'm around family and in a social situation where I'm not comfortable, I'm kind of off by myself and I don't really conversate. Sometimes I get that way when I'm with friends too. But on the other side of the coin, I guess, I like to be a loner, where I record my music, where I can sit and just think about what happened during the day and contemplate stupid shit I shouldn't contemplate, like why I wore what I wore and just dumb shit that is a waste of time, or like song concepts, or I talk to Dan. Usually, what I do is I am a social butterfly until I go nuts, to the point that like I'll hang out with friends or hang out with family, and then I get I like OD on it, or I like overexert myself to the point, like socially, to the point that I'm like, I need some time alone. So I feel like I'm 50-50. Like, I'm social to an extent, and then I'm a loner. Like, so I'll be with people, but I need my alone time as well. It's kind of the best of both worlds, because I can hang out with family and stuff, but then when I feel like I need to get away, I can, and I can be a loner and make my music. Number 10. What's on your bucket list? I want to skydive. That's a thing. The other big thing is I want to see Eminem live in concert. Which, I don't know how much longer he's going to be touring. Excuse the yawning. Excuse the yawning. I want to see Eminem live in concert because, honestly, I don't know how many more albums he's got left, and I don't know how many more tours he's going to go on. So I'm probably going to I'm saving up money, but if he goes to like Illinois or Minnesota or anywhere close to us, like in Iowa, I'll go there because I want to see him live. Like, that's been something I've wanted since I was like a little kid, like 6 years old. I've wanted to see him live. So the biggest thing, my number one thing on my bucket list is seeing Eminem live. Number 11, this is a question that they asked MGK. What is suffering from realness? I think that means that you're so transparent in your music that you suffer from it, as in, like, it's too real for people. Like, for Machine Gun Kelly and a little more, he shows a girl, like, slitting her wrists and stuff. Like, that's too real for people. People don't want to watch that. People don't want to talk about that. They want to talk about the cars, the money, the fame, fucking drugs, the typical hip-hop shit. And when you talk about, like, slitting your wrists or committing suicide or the thoughts that you have in your brain or serious topics people don't like. So what I did on my last record, I think, was quote-unquote too real, but really not a lot of people heard it. That was the big issue, and there was a lot of mechanical stuff wrong with it, like the mic and stuff, like the volume levels and stuff, which I'm fixing this time around. But it just means that you talk about real stuff that the regular hip-hop person or the regular day-to-day person probably doesn't want to listen to on a hip-hop record. They want to listen to a turn up, and you're more like, this is what people really go through. Like, there's a girl that committed suicide at her school, but you'd rather talk about a famous person breaking the rules. That was Machine Gun Kelly, but that's what he's talking about, where, like, media focuses on this dumb shit where, like, Justin Bieber, like, pissing in a bucket at a concert, instead of this girl that blew her brains out because she got bullied at school. That's what he's talking about, where you talk about the stuff that is kind of cringeworthy, but it needs to be said, instead of the turn up music. And then the last question, number 12, how is Silver Lining, and is there a release date? Silver Lining is going really well. I've got a lot of stuff recorded. I know I've said that in a couple of vlogs, but I actually really do have a lot recorded, and I'm focusing on the hooks this time around, but I'm focused on the verses too. I just want to make sure I have catchy, good hooks, and for the verses, I'm really diving in deep. I've been studying the dictionary. I've been staying up late. That's why I'm yawning, recording, because, like I said, I want to make I want to make more content, but not necessarily have more on the record. I want to have the songs that I feel hit the hardest, that I feel are the catchiest, I feel people are going to connect with. The issue with Darkness to Light was that I put every song on there. Well, a lot of the songs I put on there, I didn't put every song on there, but I put too much on there. That was the issue. I put too much on there. Should have kept it to like 8 songs, and I did like 20. So that was my issue. Sorry, my air's turning on, so that's what that is. But the release date is June 2nd of 2016. So it gives me like 6 more months to work. That way I have a lot of songs recorded, but I know I'm going to have a lot more then. And like I said on an earlier vlog, you guys are going to get all the music, or most of the music that doesn't make it on that I feel doesn't make it on the project. And I might turn it into an earlier mixtape, or do a couple, do a small like mixtape thing for the songs that I feel like are strong, but not strong enough to make it on the actual record. So the release date is June 2nd, and it's going really good. I'm really focused. I'm a lot more driven this time. I'm a lot happier. The music is a lot happier. It's a lot more listenable this time around. So I'm working my ass off, guys. I really am. Like, I work 40 hours a week. I come home and I work on my music for 4 or 5 hours every night. Like, I am putting in work around the clock, just trying to become a better artist, make better music that you guys can enjoy. And when I say I'm on my grind, I seriously fucking mean that. Like, I'm treating this like it's do or die. Like, I'm putting everything on the line here. I'm not wasting my time playing video games as much as I used to. I'm not wasting my time watching Netflix as much as I used to. Like, if I'm home, I shower, and then I get my ass to work in the studio. I'm not wasting a lot of time. So that date, June 2nd, that's going to be a habit date. That's going to be a date that I'm going to use for years to come for my projects, because it's in the middle of the year. It's in the summertime, so I can record a lot then. Kids are off school and stuff. There's a lot of reasons why I picked that date, but I just want to be on point, stay focused, and have fun with it this time around. So the music's going good, my job's going good, and I really just hope that I keep this going. I want to keep the passion coming. I want to keep the drive going. And thank you guys so much. This is part 1. Go check out part 2. I'll put a link in the description. Peace, love, positivity. I'll see you guys next time.